Ladies and gentlemen, we will begin the pregame ceremony for the Canada-Czechia game here in just a few moments. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to OG Energy Field for Game 2 today between Canada and Czechia. Let us introduce the players for both teams. First of all, for Canada, who will be the visiting team. Leading off, playing center field, number 22, Avery Tucker. Hitting second will be the third baseman, number 24, C.C. Brown. Hitting third, the right fielder, number 3, Serena D'Amico. The offensive player, number 18, Abigail Finley. Hitting fifth will be the catcher, number 27, Isabella Gill. Hitting sixth, the left fielder, number 29, Rafael Bouchard. The number 7 hitter will be the pitcher, number 7, Riley Ruppel. Hitting eighth will be the shortstop, number 2, Avery Porter. Hitting ninth, the right fielder, number 14, Callie Chapman. And playing second base as the flex player, number 19, Avery Hess. And the rest of Team Canada. The head coach for Team Canada, Keith McIntosh. And the rest of the coaching staff. And now the team for Czechia. Here is their starting lineup. Leading off, playing shortstop, number 22, Amalia Kauchabova. Hitting second baseman, number 98, Katerina Holimtsova. Hitting third, the center fielder, number 17, Lucy Chervikova. The catcher, number 19, Christina Elgarma. Hitting fifth, the designated player, number 30, Bara Yadelska. Hitting sixth will be the first baseman, number 59, Sara Roltasova. Hitting seventh, the left fielder, number 38, Kamila Groslova. Hitting eighth will be the third baseman, number 86, Teresa Kubova. The number 9 hitter, right fielder, number 13, Nela Shmeskova. And the starting pitcher for Team Czechia, number 31, Lucy Bechazova. The head coach for Czechia, Danela Viktorinova. And the rest of the coaching staff. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please stand and remove your caps for the playing of the national anthem for Canada, followed by, first of all, before the national anthem, let us introduce the officials for today's game. First of all, behind home plate, the crew chief from Australia, Darren Clark. At first base, from Germany, Megan Hilton. At second base, from the USA, Stephen McCown. And at third base, from Japan, Koji Ogawa. And now, let us hear the national anthem, first of all from Canada, followed by the one from Czechia.
Oklahoma City's alive. It's so fresh, it's so new. Excitement and adventure are waiting for you. With family or friends or a significant other, there's so much to do, seek out and discover. Attractions, museums, pro sports, and a zoo. Shopping, libations. And did we mention the food? And dozens of districts, each vibe worth exploring. With surprises galore, how could it get boring? Oklahoma City invites your whole crew to come see for yourself.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Oklahoma City, USA for continuing coverage of the WBSC U18 Women's Softball World Cup. My name is Chris Abbott, joined by Amanda Fama, and today we have the final game of the placement round. It is between Canada and Czechia. Weather, 27 degrees Celsius, a little cooler than it's been a lot of the week, but it's still a beautiful day. We've got a little bit of humidity in the air over the past couple of days, but no chance of rain. Maybe some softballs raining down over the fence. Let's see what happens. Here's the lineup for Canada. Avery Tucker, CC Brown, Serena D'Amico will lead things off in the first. Abby Finley at first base. Isabel Gill will do the catching. Raphael Bouchard is batting sixth. She had a big home run yesterday. Riley Ruppel, the pitcher, batting seventh. Avery Porter at shortstop, eighth. And Callie Chapman, the designated player, rounding things out. Defensively, for the home team, Czechia, Kamila Grislova is in left, Lucy Trevenkova is in center, and Nela Sveslova is in right. Teresa Kobova is in at third base, Amelie Kalchevova is at short, Katerina Halupsova is at second, and Sarah Rolfasova is back at first. Christina Elganom's been doing all the catching. She's back in there today for today's starter, Lucy Vecharova. Our umpires, Darren Clark of Australia is at home plate. Megan Hilton of Germany at first. Stephen McCown from the good old US of A is at second. And Koji Ogawa from Japan is at third base. So Czechia comes in. A win guarantees them fourth spot. A loss will put Canada in fourth spot because they will have 2 wins in the placement round. So this is a game, or I said fourth rather, excuse me, fifth. This is a game for fifth place in the tournament. Amanda, what are we looking for in this one?
I think we're going to have a good offensive game from both teams, and defense for both teams are going to have to be sharp. Czechia, they've had 9 errors in this tournament, so they're really going to have to lock it up. And Vecharova's done well with strikeouts, so if she plays her game and the defense is able to back her up, I think we're going to see a really good game today.
We're waiting for tonight. A couple of big ones on tap tonight. Next, after this game, it'll be essentially a semifinal game between China and Japan for second place in the Super Round. Then the nightcap is the United States against Mexico. So Avery Tucker, the center fielder, to lead things off for Canada. Canada with a big come-from-behind win yesterday in the morning against Puerto Rico. For Lucy Vecharova, she got the start against Japan, but we haven't seen a whole lot of her since. She will get the start in this crucial game. It's been pretty much Nikola Shkardova on the mound, and rightfully so. She's been outstanding, and I would imagine we'll see her at some point in this game. Avery Tucker comes in hitting .444. A very respectable average for this Canadian team that had some trouble scoring runs early on. A big 3-run home run from Raphael Bouchard late in the game against Puerto Rico yesterday, and they left here feeling pretty good about themselves. Curious to see if they can take that into today's game.
Well, that's the whole thing, is momentum in this tournament, and it can shift from day to day or even game to game and inning to inning. So it's going to be important both the teams play each out and then let that pass go, because momentum's going to be killer and a key also, though, for keeping each other pumped up.
Darren Clark calls strike 2, and the count's even on the Canadian leadoff hitter. Tucker 4 for 9. She's got a double. She's got an RBI. She's only struck out once. That's kind of what you want out of your leadoff hitter.
I'm going to say good stats for a leadoff, too. And we've talked about a number of times how crucial the leadoff hitter getting on is in an inning. Statistics are once that runner gets on, they're able to bring him in, but that's going to be a key component.
Fights off the inside pitch over towards Coach McIntosh at third. And no, that's not a problem with your screen. The Canadian shirts are orange on the coaching staff today. It is a holiday in Canada. It's the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. So Softball Canada recognizing that here on the field in this one.
I like that too. I don't think you see that too often. Being able to represent your country, obviously being here, but recognize a holiday too. And it does blend in with our shirts as the staff too, so it was eye-catching.
Yeah, I mean it is a day off. It's one of those holidays that you get that is meant to, much like Remembrance Day or you guys Armistice Day. What do you call it down here, November 11th?
I don't know. Putting me on the spot.
Veterans Day. It's but remembering the wars, of course. It's a solemn holiday, but it's certainly important nonetheless. So CC Brown will step in. Brown 2 for 8. She started every game for Canada. We're getting towards the end of things. Runner goes, and in there safely with a stolen base is Avery Tucker. It's her first stolen base attempt this week, and she's in there swiping the bag.
And she gets a good lead here, but with a great pitch, too. This pitch is down and low and scrapes the ground, so it's a hard pitch to recover from a catcher to have to pop up, transfer, but she's in there safe. And talking about the leadoff hitter getting on and now stealing a base, she's in scoring position for Brown at the plate.
Taking all the way, CC Brown on the 3-0. And ball 4, so consecutive walks to open up the game on the mound for Vecharova. And we talked about the fact she hasn't been out there a ton, maybe needing some time to settle in.
I think we saw that earlier in the tournament with a lot of the pitchers. They need that time to settle in, hasn't got a lot of innings behind her, but you can see her ball's just tailing off, and you can see the catcher not able to get around it, meaning she's missing the pitch. The catcher's not prepared for where the ball's going. But yeah, it takes these athletes an inning or two, and unfortunately when you're playing for 5th place or later in this tournament, you got to get in there, first pitch, get going. So hopefully she can kind of get settled in with 2 walks.
Serena D'Amico is making her 3rd start for Canada in right field today. Off the plate, this is going to be a tough play. Kalchevova has to avoid the runner, and not in time at first.
Tough play. That's an extremely tough play with the runner from second running in that base path. If the runner and the defensive player collide, that ends up being an out. So that's what I would have liked to see. And it's not being aggressive. It's playing the game. As a base runner, you have to avoid that. But that's what causes her to get the ball late out of her glove and not get the runner at first.
Because she deferred to the runner.
She deferred. She hesitated. And it's scary. You don't want to run into someone. But that hesitation we've seen a few times allow runners to get safe to a bag. So Czechia's got to be a little more aggressive defensively.
Big opportunity for Canada's first baseman, Abby Finley. Bases loaded, nobody out, and she'll send this one all the way to the fence, splitting the outfielders. There's 2 runs in, and they will hold D'Amico at third. It's a 2 RBI double for Abby Finley.
We're talking about Vecharova trying to settle in, and she settles in, but right over the plate. Hit way too hard for anyone to be able to stop that defensively, and Finley being aggressive because she knows to settle in and not allow walks, there's going to be a ball over the plate. So really clutches up, gets 2 runs across the board early in the game for her team.
And already a defensive conference for Czechia. The bullpen is scurrying, and a tough start for Lucy Vecharova. Back-to-back walks, then an infield single, and a hard-hit double from Abby Finley. Her first extra base hit of the tournament, her 2nd and 3rd RBIs of the event, and Canada has carried the success of yesterday morning into today.
Absolutely. You can see how aggressive they are, right? And I think the one thing we've seen, and you've mentioned it, and you saw it in the game right before this, was you can't count anyone out, regardless of the score or the inning. So, yes, you got 2 against you early in this game, but let's relax. Call timeout. Good job on the coach bringing your team together. Okay, new ball game. Let's try to get it out. You can see the defense is in. They want to eliminate a run, but still they're going to have to focus on getting out of this inning and resetting.
Yeah, earlier, if you weren't with us, Chinese Taipei was down 6-1 in the 6th to Puerto Rico, came all the way back and tied it, and then gave up the winning run in the top of the 7th. So the 5th batter is Isabella Gill. Gill making her 4th start. She's appeared in every game for Canada. 3 for 8 with a couple of doubles, and that hit the catcher, not the batter. Sometimes when it gets in around the feet down there, you don't know, but after the timeout, Vecherova's come out with 2 consecutive balls.
Well, that's hard, too, because what happens when I throw it over the plate, it gets rocked to the wall. So having to paint the corners without them being able to hit it or become a ball, she's going to have to find a way to do this.
This is fouled off Gill in the box. Can see that Lucy Horova is down getting loose for Czechia in the bullpen in a hurry. And I believe Shkardova was also down there throwing. That's up, ball 3. For Canada, who was the lowest scoring team in the tournament until right now, they had only scored 7 runs coming in after yesterday. Been shut out a couple of times. Sharp play by Kobova at third. Now they've got the runner hung up. That's 1, and sliding in out at third. And a mistake on the base paths. We'll get a look at the replay. But the call is 2 out.
Yeah, what a great play. Kobova, again, that hot corner. So she is quick and keeps her body low. But heads up, she sees that runner taking off with a big lead. A great heads-up play, tossing the ball to second base. And, again, the catcher being able to try and get that secondary out is huge, especially after the inning they've had. So we'll see what happens here with that call at third.
Yeah, Canada asking for obstruction. And on the replay, it did look like D'Amico was blocked off from getting to the bag. Excuse me, Finley was blocked off getting to the bag. But at the same time, I think Kobova, who was spiked, is now going through it out there on the mound.
Gonna need a replacement sock.
Well, their socks are the color of blood, if that helps. I don't know if I should say that.
I think you missed it. It's completely ripped.
Oh, is it? Okay.
But what a good heads-up play. Again, they haven't had the best inning. So to be able to catch that ball that's hit so hard, first of all, and then see that runner, then get a secondary out if they do get it, heads up, and that can be, we talked about the momentum change, because she's moving to her left, drops down to a knee, and then just the quickness. Pickles are the hardest thing.
It was Kalchevova, the covering shortstop, not Kobova. But, yeah, there it is. First substitution of the game is the left sock of Amelie Kalchevova.
That was a quick – they found a sock pretty quick, too.
I got a feeling there's a bench player looking for one now. And it looks like she's okay, thankfully.
Yeah.
But to the point, Keith McIntosh over at third base, he's still arguing his case to third base umpire Koji Ogawa that it should have been obstruction. And that's the argument. I don't believe he's going to win that argument. And big play defensively for Czechia.
Huge.
Yeah. So Gill, in the meantime, is the runner at first as Kalchevova gets her attire sorted out. A little bit of the magic spray coming off the bench, too. That stuff's the cure-all. That's the cure-all.
That is the best. I don't know how it's like an instant relief, and then you're like, where? Hello, I'm throbbing. But glad to see that she's okay.
So, off the double play, there's a runner at first. for Raphael Bouchard.
Now hitting in the left field with number 29, Raphael Bouchard.
And it was Bouchard with the big 3-run home run yesterday. She's had a great week at the plate, 4 for 6. So what could have been an absolutely massive inning for Canada is now going to be potentially a best case scenario for Czechia. But they've still got to get Bouchard. And that's a good spot on the outside.
We see that outside corner being the favored spot throughout these teams. And again, it's the hardest spot to be able to hit the ball hard, but when you can really utilize that outside corner, that's where these teams find success.
El Ghanem will get down, block that, keep Gill over at first. Again, outside. Full count, 2 down.
That's hard with them. Looking at the sock. I'm still looking at the sock of Kubova over there. Almost like that play had so much energy behind it, and then you kind of slow down and replace the sock.
Chop toward first, but foul.
Kind of killing the momentum of the game, and you're amped up from it, but nevertheless a good game. And like you said, Chris, really took the wind out of the sails for Canada in that opportunity.
Yeah, big time. They look like they were going to steamroll here in the top of the first. Ball 4, third walk issued by Lucy Večerová.
She's got to start to find the plate here, regardless of if Canada hits the ball or not. Let's try and get ground balls, because 3 walks in the first inning is not going to be good. If she continues on, you can't have those unearned bases for these teams, especially when you have hot hitters coming up.
Brings in the Canadian pitcher, Riley Ruppel. She's 0 for 4. Strike on the inner half.
I think that's where she's going to have to stay, even though they've been favoring the outside corner. If you're inside pitch, if you're screwball, so inside for a right-handed pitcher, if that's what's working, you have to kind of alter your game plan and go with what pitch is working versus where we ideally want that pitch. And we see this inside pitch getting fouled off again, so she's not timing it up very well. So that's where they need to stay. And they've got 2 outs, so they need to get a ground ball here.
Ruppel going to be a Oregon Duck. And that gets away from El Ghanem, and on the pass ball, the Canadian runners will move up to second and third.
With second and third, you don't really want a Oregon Duck up to bat. So again, these minor things, taking your eye off the ball as a catcher, that could potentially be a huge thing that comes back and bites you. And so Czechia needs to get out of this inning, regroup.
Strike 3 called. Ruppel goes down looking, nods her head in agreement, and walks back to the dugout. So Lucy Večerová, despite some trouble, will limit the damage to 2.
And here she is doing what's working for her, coming inside, catching Ruppel off guard, and she knows. So good job on that last at-bat. Czechia, get in the dugout, regroup, and come out swinging.
So Czechia will surrender 2 in the top of the first inning, and they will send this order to the plate in the bottom. Amelie Kalchevova leads things off with Katerina Halupsova batting second. Lucy Trevenkova, the center fielder, is batting third. Christina Elganam, the catcher. Bera Yadelski is today's designated player with Sarah Rolfasova batting sixth. Kamila Grislova is batting seventh. Teresa Kabova is batting eighth. And Nella Sveskova is batting ninth. Defensively for Canada, Raphael Bouchard, Avery Tucker, and Serena D'Amico in the outfield. Cece Brown and Abby Finley on the corners with Avery Porter and Avery Hess up the middle. Isabella Gill is the catcher, and the aforementioned Riley Ruppel will get the start on the mound for the Canadians.
Leading off the bottom half of the first inning for Czechia, it'll be their shortstop, number 22, Annalie.
Ruppel has thrown 3 1/3 innings. She got the start against both Canada and Chinese Taipei, and frankly didn't go great, and you saw the inflated ERA. 12 hits, 13 earned runs allowed, so she'll be looking to get right against Amelie Kalchevova and the team from Czechia.
If Ruppel can get ahead early on the Czechia batters, I think that's going to be where her and her team find success.
On the ground to third, and a foul ball called instantly. I think CeCe Brown knew it but didn't hear anything, so she's like, all right, I'll make the play. You guys let me know.
We always want to finish out a play. We've seen a few times this tournament where either the hitter or the defensive player hesitate, and you just can't play umpire here. And so it does come off her front foot, it looks like.
Another one fouled off by Kalchevova, and she's attacking the pitches from Ruppel.
She's being really aggressive, and I like it. And it's interesting. We'll see where she starts with her hands. They almost start in front of her, so for a right-handed batter, it's almost towards her left eye. And it's a timing mechanism for her to shift back and time it up with the pitcher's pitch.
Fouled off again. Kalchevova has the team lead with 6 hits coming into play today. .64 from Ruppel outside. She's bringing it.
She's bringing it. She's going in and out and off speed here, especially with Kalcheva, how her timing is with her hands.
They'll go drop ball, and she'll chase. First strikeout of the day.
Just as effective, too. Changing the eyesight. If you're staying left and right, in and out, how am I going to get her? She chases down, ball scrapes the dirt, even a low pitch. So really good job pitch sequence there from Ruppel.
Katerina Halupsova is 3 for 9. Slaps that just foul. 3 for 9, all singles. Couple of walks for the Czech second baseman. And she's been over there every day, every game.
And I like this. The first 2 hitters, Czechia comes out on defense, struggles. That's a tough inning, a long inning too, and a sock replacement. But the first 2 hitters come out swinging at the first pitch, and they make good contact.
And we're going to restart the pitch clock. Was she out of the box there and we got a warning? Doesn't matter. Slapped. Taken on to first. 2 down, and perfect positioning for Avery Hess.
And that's a tough play too for a left-handed hitter, and the ball getting the ball from second base. It's almost that weird spin, but yes, Hess does a good job getting around it, making a routine ball and getting that arm slot. And going back to her being out of the box with her foot before the pitch started, we've seen that a few times. They're being tight on where the hitters stand in the box. You can be on the line, but your foot cannot be out of the box.
Lucy Trevenkova, the center fielder. Quickly, Ruppel ahead 0-2. So this is as good of a start as you could hope for if you're Riley Ruppel and Isabella Gill behind the plate. Strike 3 called. So the big righty from Maple Ridge in British Columbia will mow him down here in the first inning.
Like you said, Chris, no better outing for your first time. Team Canada comes out scoring, gets this outside curveball right on the corner of the plate, and really, I think, has taken control of the momentum for Team Canada.
Canada off and running. They'll look to add some more in the top of the second.
Leading off the top half of the second inning for Canada, shortstop number 2.
For Canada, it's the 8-9-1 hitters due up. Lucy Vecharova back out for her second inning of work, and it'll be Avery Porter leading things off for the Canadians. Porter just 1 for 7. Talked about Ruppel being from Maple Ridge, BC. Do you know which famous Canadian slugger in the major leagues was also from Maple Ridge, BC?
I do not know that.
It's a deep cut. You were young. It was Larry Walker. Played for the Montreal Expos and the Colorado Rockies. Canadian Baseball Hall of Famer.
No.
Big power hitter. Nah. Well, maybe you didn't watch a lot of Colorado Rockies games.
Not really.
Nobody watching them these days. They're so bad. MLB playoffs start today. Can't wait. That's a good spot right there from Vecharova.
And that's the pitch she's had a little bit of trouble on. So, again, if she can be consistent with that outside corner, then Canada's not going to be able to get any strong hits off her.
It was walks that got Vecharova in trouble in the first, but that's a solid single by Avery Porter to get things going. Bobbled around a little bit in right by Svetlova, but Porter will pull up with a leadoff single.
Porter, good job being aggressive too, but that outside ball just hangs in the middle too much. She's able to hit it hard, and again, the bobble doesn't really matter. But they're going to have to find a way to maybe strategize if a pitching change is coming soon. You're still going to have a few pitches where you need to get ahead.
We are going to get some changes here for Czechia, and while they come in, we will take a break. You're watching the U18 Women's Softball World Cup on GameTime.sport.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for Czechia, number 61, Nikola Staranova.
In case of emergency break glass, here comes the ace, Nikola Shkardova. Shkardova even. She's pitched 17 innings. She has allowed 7 earned runs, struck out 18, and has been credited with both Czechia wins on the mound this week. Callie Chapman is the designated player for Canada. She's 1 for 4, making her third start this week. In the dirt, El Ghanem blocks it, and taking off running, maybe a little too early, was Avery Porter. She's gunned down.
A little too aggressive as well, and good idea. I see what she's trying to do. The ball's in the dirt, and that's being aggressive. You want to try and go on those balls that it's hard for a catcher to recover, but if you decide that, you have to decide it quick. So a little late on the decision and a little too aggressive because it's only 2-0.
Canada has 3 hits, and that's a long foul ball, but they've run into 3 outs on the bags already.
And that can be a turning point for them. If Czechia now with their more or less starter and they can defend a little better. And so those little errors, those base running errors need to be limited because this could be a close game in a couple innings.
And one thing that you'll notice as you watch Shkardova on the mound, a real good changeup. She hits her spots well. So it will be a different look for the Canadians now that Vecherova is out of the game. However, it is a walk to Callie Chapman. And through 9 batters, the Canadians have drawn 4 walks and have 3 hits.
That's being patient, too. When your team's scoring, you want to hit. But having patience knowing that Czechia, both pitchers have already had a walk. Coaches are telling the players, hey, maybe you're taking until you get your pitch, but let's see a lot of pitches, too. Let's force them to find their rhythm and throw strikes.
Back to the top for Avery Tucker. She was one of those walks. She then stole second, came around to score on the Abby Findlay double. Flared foul. Canada has not been very active stealing bases. In fact, they have not stolen a base. And you know what there's no defense for in this sport? Walks.
Walks. Well, this is where the pitcher and catcher need to get together. Hey, this is what pitch is working, or what can you throw to get a strike? We know Canada's going to be taking because we've walked 2 girls in a row. So fastball right down the middle. They're not going to be swinging first pitch.
And falling behind again is Shkardova. And how much of this could it be, Amanda, that she was not the starter? And it was more like, okay, hurry up, get ready, here you go.
That's hard too, but during their warm-up, the pitchers warm up. You know that you're not the starting pitcher, so you're not maybe mentally game ready. There is a little bit of a factor, but, I mean, I'll be harsh. She should be ready.
Yeah.
You know, this is your final game of the tournament. You're 18, 17, 16 years old. You warmed up before. Like, get in and get going.
Back up the middle. This is through. And getting the wave as Chervenkova overruns it. Canada will score 2 on the error. And it's 4-0. Oh, my. Not a good start for Czechia.
And that's what can't be happening. Once your pitcher's able to put the ball in play, we can't be making errors because I think that was going to be a close play at home. And so this is where the frustration towards each other on the team starts to happen, and they need to settle down. But that's a huge error for Czechia defense.
Yeah, that's a tough one. On the plate, Brown moves up to second, and Serena D'Amico, who had an infield single last inning, steps in for Canada. Yeah, I think you're right. And I wonder then if Chervenkova also thought it would be a close play at the plate and maybe took her eye off the ball.
A little too rushed, or honestly maybe a little lackadaisical out there. But I agree. It was going to be a close play. She charged the ball well, rushed through it. Her glove popped up because she's moving too quick. But this is where they need to stay focused. We've talked about that a few times.
So CeCe Brown has an RBI single. The second run comes in to score on the error. And Canada has a 4-0 lead early. High chopper off the plate. Kalchavova across the diamond for the second out.
And does well again. It's an interesting ball because it hits so high, but getting behind it and just playing the ball how it is right now. Slow things down. Doesn't even need to check the runner because she's right in front of her. Throws a strike to first base. So good job. That can give a little bit of momentum for Czechia here.
So it's Abby Finley. She hit a double on a screamer to the left center field gap for 2 RBIs in her first at-bat. And she gets under this one, tracking over and making the play is Chervenkova to retire the side.
Skardova's starting to find her rhythm a little bit, allowing Canada to hit the ball, but that's where they're going to have to kind of work with them. Is they're going to hit the ball, they're going to hit it hard, but they got to play those outs.
It will be the 4-5-6 hitters for Czechia in the bottom of the second. Riley Ruppel had a strong inning in the first, striking out 2 and inducing a ground ball. Christina Elganom has been excellent, frankly, for her side. 4 for 11, 5 RBIs, including a home run. In tight. She's been hit by a pitch once already this week. See, Elganom wears that back brace when she's batting. She doesn't wear it behind the plate.
Well, it seems to be working for her when she's in the box. So
yeah, probably too restrictive, I guess, when you're in the crouch, but take swings like that, you need a back brace. She wasn't swinging for a single that time, Amanda.
When they're down 4-0, a home run, yes, would help, but they need to start to play base by base. And hitting is contagious. We've seen that. So she can shorten up on her bat and kind of close her stance a little bit. Just put the ball in play. Canada's defense is probably getting a little bored out there, so give them some action.
Well, no action there. It's a leadoff walk by Elganom.
And that's just as good. That's what some players get upset about is, oh, I wanted to hit. But you know what? That's just as useful. So good job being patient in the box and letting this pitch that's down go, because we've seen Czechia chase that.
That's right. If you rip a single to left field, same thing.
Just feels better.
Oh, it does. It feels way better. Listen, I've been that player. I was like, oh, man, a walk. Here's Bara Yadelska. Back up the middle. Chance for two. Step on second. A little bit of confusion up the middle between the two Averys, Hess and Porter. They'll just get the one.
And getting an out is good, but you're right. The hesitation, miscommunication allows them to not get a double play. And this is that as soon as you see that ball's hit up the middle, middle infielders want to play that. And I would have liked to see them kind of transfer the ball and keep moving and momentum in that one to get two.
Sarah Rolfasova. But you're right. It was also just kind of in that awkward space, right? Like
a little
close
too
enough
far,
to step on it. Yeah.
Those double plays are all about keeping your stride and momentum, so it's kind of in no man's land, but they got to be communicating.
Yeah, if she kind of ran into that ball and let her momentum take her. Here's another chance. Diving play by CeCe Brown. Gets up, throws not in time at first. And again, a ball that was kind of just strategically placed on the infield by Czechia.
And that's hard because that's a great play by Brown. She's staying low. It's a quick ball. It's in that 5-6 hole. But if she knows to let that go, the shortstop's right behind her can either get the lead runner out or get an out of it. So, again, strategically placed, like you said, and unfortunately doesn't turn out well for Canada.
Kamila Grislova as Czechia looks to answer back here in the bottom of the second. Outside, ball one. And Grislova is one of the players, I think, Amanda, that's had her foot placed back into the batter's box by the umpires. You can see when we switch back, her right foot, she's right on the line with her ankle.
Yeah, she's been talked to a few times. But, again, as long as that foot is on the line somehow, then she's in a legal stance.
So after 2 balls to open the at-bat, Isabel Gill is going to go out and chat with her pitcher. Tell you what, you ask for parity, you ask for competition. We've seen a lot of back and forth in a lot of the games this week. Potential for it again right now. Ruppel comes correct. 62 down the middle.
And they're going to be looking for another double play ball here because runners on second and third gives you a couple different options for that. So I'm trying to get her to kind of bounce the ball, hopefully not in one of those strategic places. But I think they're going to go low and away and try and get her to get it into that 5-6 hole again.
Well, the count is now 3-1. And they do go low. And Grislova may have just swung at ball 4. There it is. Brown touches third. Throw across. Not in time on the fielder's choice. That was close.
Close play, but great job by Brown. Looks like she knew exactly what she was going to do. We talk about a pre-pitch plan, but she gets the ball, steps on third nice and aggressively, and beams it over to first, and we're going to see it again here. Good quick play. No hesitation. Just doesn't beat the runner there.
So now with 2 down and runners at first and second, it's Teresa Kobova. On the ground again to Brown, and it's foul. Kobova has been in and out of the order. Making her 3rd start, looking for her first hit. On the ground again to Brown at third. She has to wait for it, and the throw is offline, but Finley will go get it and come back down on the bag. An eventful inning in the infield for Canada.
And for Brown at third, and she sets her feet again, a different type of ball she's seen today, but moves to her left, keeps it nice and low, moves her feet, and this ball is thrown off to the left, and first baseman does a good job staying on the bag because that's where it's going to matter.
So Czechia will threaten, but nothing across after 2 complete. Canada leading by 4. Five, six, 7 spots due up in the order for Canada. Isabella Gill will lead things off. She reached on a fielder's choice, and it was her that put the ball in play with all the action on the base paths back in the first inning for Canada. So she grounded that ball to third base. This will be her first time seeing Skardova, and first pitch swinging right to Kalchova at short for the out.
And Kalchova doing a good job reading the ball and charging it. We've seen a couple players this week stay back, and she's playing pretty far back, so she's able to charge it 3 steps and catch it right on that easy hop, making it a little bit of a less scary play at shortstop.
Bouchard first pitch swinging, and Holubtseva will get this one quickly. Canada with 2 outs in the top of the third, and Riley Ruppel, well, she wasn't going to get a rest anyway because it's her turn to bat, but it's not a lot of time off the mound for her so far.
Well, let's see if she's just as aggressive as her teammates. When you're Czechia and you're down, these 1, 2, 3 play, more routine balls are good for you, and getting in and out of the innings is going to be crucial for them.
Ruppel went down looking to end the first. Takes inside for ball 2.
You got to love a pitcher that can hit. Like, talk about controlling a game.
Yeah. Big proponent of that. You don't see it as much anymore. There was a time when pitchers batting fourth was commonplace. Back up the middle, and Riley Ruppel will help her own cause with a 2-out single. And Bouchard likely to come run for her on the 2-out pitcher rule.
You always think if they have a heads up on something, but this ball's right down the middle, and she takes it right back up the middle, exactly where it should go. And like you said, helping her own cause.
So Bouchard will run at first, and Avery Porter will step in. She singled and was in caught stealing in the second. Strike 1 on the inside corner from Skardova. El Ghanem came up ready to throw that time. Bouchard not going anywhere. On the ground and over the head of Kabova. Looking to go first to third is Bouchard, and she's safe. And lucky that the throw wasn't on, but Canada again forcing the issue on the Czechia defense.
And Porter rips that right over the third baseman. Good job, and some, again, overly aggressive base running. You see her go first to third again. You love that. Porter getting out in front of this. A little low, but she does well because it's able to bounce over. And with that left fielder taking a knee, kind of slows her down. But again, if that was a better throw, they would have had her at third.
By multiple steps. But obviously in the scouting report, Canada has said we're going to put the pressure on these ladies in the field and see what happens.
Yeah, we've seen them be consistent. So
Callie Chapman now with 2 runners in scoring position. Canada scored 2 in the first, 2 in the second, threatening for more here in the third. Chapman came around to score one of those runs in the second inning. Fouled straight back. Gill grounded out, Bouchard grounded out, Ruppel singled, and then Porter singled right behind her. Chapman's going to leave that alone. 6 hits for the Canadians so far in this game. And a couple that have been spanked.
there have been some hard hit ones, but what a positive I'm taking for Czechia right now, they've not had any walks this inning.
High out to center. Tracking back is Travenkova. Back, and nearly at the fence to make a real nice catch to end the inning.
We talk about first steps in the outfield and how crucial that is, and she actually turns to her left. But the way the ball's spinning at the end as she's tracking it down, we'll see her start to turn her hips and field it on the right side. So really great job tracking it down as she's moving back and getting themselves out of the inning for that one.
Chapman hits one to the track, but is denied. We'll go to the bottom of the third. Canada with a 4-run advantage. So this game has settled in quite nicely. And as we go to the bottom of the third, it'll be Nela Sveskova leading things off, the number 9 batter in the lineup for Czechia. Sveskova, has been used sparingly. She's just 0 for 1. And you know what? Love to see a player that hasn't played a lot get into a game like this.
Well, we've seen where these lineups have deep lineups, and generally it's whoever's hitting is going to be in the lineup. And so when she finally gets her opportunity, yeah, it's great to see them out there and hopefully have a good at-bat and a good turn. And she fouled that one off nicely. Hopefully her timing gets a little better, and down 0-2, she can maybe sit on a changeup or let that low ball go.
Riley Ruppel back out for her third inning of work. The 0-2 is inside and low. So as we look at the standings in the placement round, Czechia 2-0, Canada 1-1, Puerto Rico 1-2, Chinese Taipei 1-2. This is on the ground back to Ruppel, and she'll make the play.
Everybody loves a pitcher that can field their own position. Ruppel doing well. Just bouncing up the mound. She's fairly taller, got those long legs, so by no means is this an easy ball because it kind of flares off right in front of her. Maybe not the most coordinated, but she makes the play.
First pitch swinging. Kalchevova to short across the diamond is Porter, and now 2 down.
Picturesque, routine. And that's kind of the the vibe I'm getting from Canada is once your pitcher fields a ground ball, like gives the rest of your team confidence to just, okay, routine ground ball, let me field it right in front of me, make a good throw.
Perfect throw, as a matter of fact. With 2 down, it's Halupseva. She shows bunt, and again, Avery Hess is in tight, almost touching the pitcher's circle, looking for that short bunt, and that's exactly how they got her last time. So one more time, well scouted by Canada.
And I like that too, because if they decide to go inside on her, maybe a curveball.
Slap to short, and it's under the glove of Avery Porter, who did not stay down on the ground ball.
And that's big because she was also set up pretty close, which is a great spot. But when that hitter doesn't slap the ball down and hits it hard, you got to keep your glove down. And we saw her do that earlier, but this time, again, she's just got to keep her head, her chest, and her glove down. And that's a big error. And Czechia needs to do something with this opportunity.
So that'll bring it around to the number 3 batter, Lucy Trevenkova. So error charge to Avery Porter on a play that would have gotten Riley Ruppel out of this inning. Now she's behind 2-0 on the number 3 batter. 3-0 in the dirt, and Halupseva is going to take second.
And that's good aggressive base running. We've seen Canada kind of push the limits, but when you're down, you need to steal those bases. And because that ball's in the dirt, she gets a great jump and she's on second base. Changes kind of how they're going to approach this next 2 or 3 pitches.
Strike 1 called. Trevenkova thought it was high, and she will slowly grab her bat and get back in the box. Haven't seen much of that this week.
Yeah.
I will say.
Calls have been pretty clear, and the discipline's been really well in the box.
More so players not trying to sell that ball for and show up the umpires. We haven't seen it. It's good. And I'm not saying she was trying to show up the umpire there. It was a borderline pitch. She thought it was ball 4. No big deal. On the ground to short. Chance for Porter again. And this time makes no mistake across the diamond to end the inning.
No mistake on a little slow roller is always a possibility, but she zoned in on that one and got them their 3rd out.
3 innings in the books, just 1 hit for Czechia thus far. Canada looking to add some more. Top of the order due up in the 4th. So top of the order due up, it's Avery Tucker. She's walked twice, she's scored twice. As she comes in against Nikola Shkardova. Shkardova, rather. So I was trying to talk a little bit about the standings, and then the inning just ramped up. So let me try again.
That happens a lot. It's like when you least expect it, but that's why these games have been so great. You think it's a dull moment and we're going to get talking, and then they just kind of break out with something.
So if Canada were to hold on and win this game, they would claim 5th place. Czechia would finish 6th. Puerto Rico, by virtue of their win over Chinese Taipei, would finish 7th. Chinese Taipei would finish 8th. If Czechia wins this game, we go back into that 3-team tiebreaker scenario. Canada, Puerto Rico, and Chinese Taipei. And, of course, Canada beat Puerto Rico yesterday. Bunt goes foul. Chinese Taipei beat Canada a few days ago, and Puerto Rico beat Chinese Taipei today. So then you'd have to get into the run formula amongst the tied teams. So I will not even dare try and figure that out. So one scenario, very straightforward. The other one, check the website for the final results.
That's what makes it so fun, though, is a win or a loss can really change a lot in the final outcome. And when you implement the runs against and all that, it makes it so fun. And as a player, yes, it's hard for us to even understand it, but the players know exactly. And I know, like, we'll be on the bus and you're like, oh, we have to win, and then the game later has to so-and-so has to win by 4, and then we can get this place. It's such a crazy format, but it adds so much to it.
2-2 the count on Avery Tucker as she bats here in the 4th, and you're absolutely right. For Canada, straightforward. Win, you get 5th. Potential, you lose, you get 8th. You know, it's that big a deal, yeah.
So you don't want to lose.
No, you definitely don't want to lose. But because they lost by the run-ahead rule against Chinese Taipei, and they squeaked out a win over Puerto Rico, it would be close for 7th and 8th for sure. And for the 3rd time today, Avery Tucker is on via a base on balls.
And Czechia did well last inning, not allowing any walks. With Tucker aboard, the first batter, and it being Tucker who has speed and can implement that, they need to do better on those first hitters, not allowing walks.
CeCe Brown, a walk and a single, RBI and a run scored. Top of the order, really been setting the table for the Canadians, and they'll have a chance to do it again here. It hasn't always been the top of the order from teams this week, right? We saw last night, like, the bottom going 5 for 6 and all this kind of stuff. So it's good. You feel good at the top of the order when you can contribute.
Well, it messes with your stats, too. If you're an opponent, you think 1, 2, 3 did well yesterday, and then earlier today it's 4, 5, 6, and 7. It's how do we play them? What do we pitch them? And when everyone can run and then your team's not doing hot on airs, it's anyone's game, literally any player's game at any moment. It just makes it so exciting.
And Brown sends this, and it's high and over the head of Grislova in left. All the way around to score with ease is Avery Tucker, and it's an RBI double for CeCe Brown.
And Brown hits that over the left fielder's head, but going back to walking Tucker, you said scoring with ease. So, yes, this is a great hit ball, well-deserved double out of it, but again, crucial that you don't leave Tucker on and give her those easy bases, because now that double also has a run attached to it. 3
walks, 3 runs scored, and that's a huge difference in this game, all courtesy of Avery Tucker. First pitch to Serena D'Amico is low for a ball. 2 for 2 with a couple of RBIs is CeCe Brown out at second base. D'Amico flares this foul. And Canada's built up a 5-0 lead over Czechia. And you know, Amanda, Czechia's been an interesting story in this tournament because sometimes they look great and other times they've fallen behind. Like in the must-win game against Mexico, it was similar to this. They gave up a lot of runs early. They tried to climb back, but it was too much, too late.
Well, and that's what's hard is 2 in the first, 2 in the second, none in the third when they don't walk anyone right off the bat, and now we see them scoring. So a team like that they're fresh together. They're still young. I think we all forget that these are young athletes. I think myself, I'm used to comparing it to the women's league, but they need to start to be consistent and not be great and not be bad, but be that average team consistently.
Another ball fouled off, and a nice play down there on the third baseline. Softball Canada representative looking good, looking good. You know, if this was the Savannah Bananas, Serena D'Amico would be out. That's cool. I actually cannot wait to go see that someday. What do you think about that whole Savannah Bananas thing?
I love it. I think it's crazy, and they're also putting former softball players in it.
Yeah.
So we've seen a few professional girls hop in it, but it's fun. I think it is growing baseball, softball, and just what a fun time.
I think so too. I can't wait to go see it. I've yet to do it.
They've been doing like the stadium tour.
Yeah, and selling out.
Selling out.
Ripped into center field by D'Amico. Brown has to wait for this ball to get through, so she'll just move up one bag. And Serena D'Amico with her second hit of the game.
D'Amico again doing well. You see her front foot is your timing. So you want to get that down right as the ball's released. And she almost doesn't even finish her swing because she doesn't need to. She barrels the ball up really well. Again, not needing to overpower teams. Just place the ball.
I think we're going to get a pinch hitter, or a pinch runner rather, Amanda, for Serena D'Amico. Popping up out of the dugout is Skylar Flanagan. So she'll take over at first for D'Amico. Here in the top of the fourth, and more activity getting underway in the bullpen for Czechia. Shkardova has looked pedestrian in today's outing. The Canadian bats coming to life.
And you're talking about the rankings or how they're going to end up later. It's, yes, you don't want to be 8th or 7th, but it's also how you finish the tournament. As a whole and as a team, as these girls start to get older and build together a program and, you know, leading towards 28, LA 2028, when the games are here, it's more than just where you place. It's about building up a team for the future.
Abby Finley hit that foul ball a ton. They come back inside. Now the runner goes. And Flanagan will steal second on contested. So 2 more runners in scoring position for Canada. Still nobody out here in the top of the fourth. Finley has a double already, 2 RBIs, and she's a little ahead of that one.
And Czechia's defense is playing in. With no outs, you would normally want to play back and just get an out and sacrifice a run, but they're getting close to that run rule here and later in the game, so they're going to have to limit the runners at third. You know, check the runner, go 1. So we still see them playing fairly in.
Big opportunity for Finley. Sends this high out to left, turning and heading back is Grislova again, and she drops it. It was a tough play, and Kamila Grislova dropped the ball. Now we've got a play at the plate, and safe with the 7th Canadian run is the pinch runner, Skylar Flanagan.
I think we all thought this was almost going over the fence, and Grislova does a great job tracking it down, and it just hits the palm of her glove instead of going in the web of the glove, and unfortunately that ball pops out. As we see it again here, a great hack, ball up in the zone. Grislova, great jump, turning the right way. And she gets a little scared of it, maybe in the sun, but recovers it, makes a good throw. And again, the aggressiveness of Canada is going to get them the win in this game.
She's also got to be feeling the fence breathing down her neck as she gets close there. But a good piece of hitting for Abby Finley for the second time today. She drives in a couple of more runs. And Canada has a stranglehold on this one. Isabella Gill at the plate now. She reached on a fielder's choice and grounded out to short so far today.
And you see Czechia just almost looking defeated out there, and that's hard. It's getting warm out, and your last game, it's not going the way you want.
So they're going to call that an error on Grislova. It's tough. It's 50-50, like she has it in her glove.
She needs to catch that ball, though. It was in her glove, and a run's going to score regardless. Mm-hmm. But with no outs, someone needs to stop what's going on, you know. And pitching, struggling, a deep, well-hit ball, but it's catchable. So that needs to be caught, and, yeah, it goes in the book as an error.
the third error of the game for Czechia, and that and the walks and some good hitting Canadians. And that's what you get, and this is drilled to right, and a nice job by Svetlova to get over and make the play.
Hit really well off the bat, tracked down. And again, not doing too much. When teams are in this situation, they try to overplay. So moving to your right, catching it, and then just getting it in and not allowing any extra bases.
So that's the first out of the inning. And it'll bring up Raphael Bouchard, who looks at ball one high from Shkardova. Some good numbers from Bouchard. She's 0 for 1 today. Puts down a bunt and forget about it. Forget it. Nobody saw that coming.
No one saw that coming. No one expected it. And you know what? Canada wants to win. They want to place pretty well. And so good heads-up play. Defense is back. Lays it right down where you want to get. No one can get to it fast enough. Seeing the top of the ball. Putting the pressure on Czechia defense. It's tough. And we talked about that earlier, too, is they're going to have to limit their errors if they want to have a chance in this game. And we've seen 2 big errors in the outfield, going under the center fielder's glove, trying to play too quickly, and then that unfortunate drop ball in left field. And then you mix that with the walks and early in the batting order. That's how Czechia is losing these games.
Riley Ruppel foul tip. She singled her last time. And back to the bunt by Bouchard. You know, you talked a couple of moments ago about the Czechia defenders looking a little bit defeated. You kind of relax a little bit, and Bouchard took advantage.
Absolutely, and that doesn't help. That when you are struggling, especially as a pitcher, and your team's now making errors, you're like, come on, you guys, I'm giving you these outs, and then someone drops a bunt right in front of you. Not that you, and it's not something you make an error on. It's like that is just in the perfect spot. Mm-hmm. You are just like, you know what?
What time's the flight?
I loved Oklahoma, but I don't think I love it anymore.
Yeah, it's tough.
It is so tough.
And we've all been there. Most people who play this game or watching this right now have been there. And that's a nice pitch. Ruppel swings through for a strike.
It also builds you as an athlete, though. How do you take this experience and how do you learn from it? You're playing the best teams in the world. They have to remember that and take it as a learning opportunity and just grow from it.
Ruppel watches ball 3 high. Despite the fact that she went down looking earlier in the game, it's easy to tell that Ruppel has a good command of the strike zone when she's up there.
Yeah, and again, watching the game, you know you're going to get maybe 1 or 2 pitches early. So to hack at those, but really be patient.
She has another hack. She misses on the play. Bouchard will steal second, and there's 2 away. I don't know if there was a hit and run on or if it was a straight steal, but
more I would think a straight steal, but this ball again, the spin of it, and she's just getting under it. She's trying to go for a deep ball, and I would too, but just getting under it. And now Czechia's got 2 outs, and that's what they got to do. Just settle in.
So in Avery Porter's spot in the order, Porter is 2 for 2 with 2 singles, but Catherine Thiessen will come on now in a 7-0 game to pinch hit. First pitch, swinging, look out. Oh, my goodness. There was a volunteer looking at his phone. Oh, his life flashed before my eyes on that one. Man, let's see if it shows it on the replay here. Probably wasn't even that close, but from our angle, it looked really close. One and one on the pinch hitter, Catherine Thiessen. That's low for a ball.
Good discipline, frustrating. No doubt it's low in the zone. Another look at that foul ball.
Thiessen's going to golf this one out over short and cash 2 more. Canada will now take a 9-0 lead. Thiessen with a big turnaround first, but there's nobody there, so that's okay.
And Thiessen getting jammed a little bit. You can hear it up from here. It's hitting off the handle of her bat, resulting in one of those bloopers again. But that's giving the runners time to get in, and that's what makes it, an effective hit. And another thing to be frustrated at if you're Czechia, those balls are the absolute worst, especially when you've had 5 runs scored in this inning.
9th batter of the inning is Callie Chapman. She's 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. Canada with a 9-0 lead on 10 hits and 3 Czech errors. Chapman sends this out to left center. And diving on the long route was Chervenkova, but she'll come up with the catch.
A great catch at that, too, but like you said, she took a long route, and I'm surprised her left fielder didn't call her off because she's looking right into the sun. But a great job laying out and getting them out of this long inning.
Big inning for Canada. They score 5 and now lead 9-0 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. So it's the 4, 5, 6 hitters due up for Czechia in the bottom of the 4th inning. In the meantime, we've got some changes coming in on the radio, so we will be sure to keep you abreast of each of those. I know that Avery Porter has re-entered the game at short, but it does appear that we have some changes on the Czechia side of things as well.
The catcher, number 19, Christina Elgato.
So Christina Elganom, the catcher, walked and was stranded in the 2nd. And the changes are still being reported. So it will be a few more moments before we get underway here in the bottom of the 4th. And that is our delay. Coming up in just under 2 hours, big game between China and Japan. Winner goes to the final against the United States. That comes at 4 local time, which is 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern, 2 o'clock p.m. Pacific time here in North America. We are currently situated in the Central Time Zone. They'll check down at first after the first pitch. Did not go, says Megan Hilton, our first base umpire, representing Germany. Elganom shows bunt again, takes ball 2 again from Riley Ruppel on the mound for Canada. Ruppel with 2 strikeouts. They both came back in the first inning. She's allowed just 1 hit through 3. Shows bunt again, and it's ball 3. So a quick visit from Isabella Gill. It was a long inning for Riley Ruppel, and she also got up and had an at-bat, so trying to get back into the groove here, and she'll walk Elganom on 4 pitches.
Yeah, how do you get your momentum back from throwing so well the inning before? And definitely having an at-bat helps.
So it brings up Bara Yadelska. Reached on a fielder's choice in her first at-bat. Yadelska is a young player. She's been excellent for Czechia this week, forcing her way into the starting lineup. Turned 16 back in February. And there's been a few 16-year-olds here playing key roles with their country's teams. That's huge for the future.
Yeah, that is, because they still have a couple more years in this division, and that gives them so much experience.
Yadelska to second. Hess has one play to first, and there's one away.
Hess has almost shifted over towards second, too. Maybe she was the one that was going to be covering on a steal, so she does, well, that's a routine ball, but she has to move quite a bit for it. We'll see in the replay. Can't see where she starts, but she's moving a lot towards that ball and fields it with her glove and just flips it in. So routine, but also not.
We've got defensive changes for Canada. So Skylar Flanagan, who came on as a pinch runner for the right fielder Serena D'Amico, moves to center. And Callie Chapman, who is the designated player, is now in right field. So that, by my math, makes Avery Tucker the offensive player. For those of you who are scoring along at home, if anybody does that anymore. You still sometimes, when you go to the park, you see somebody with their sheet keeping score.
The best is when it's like the grandparents or someone like that. And you're like, they probably have so many books and you just love it. So, what we've seen here, too, so many people are involved in every single game, and you just got to love that.
1-2 is the count on Sarah Rolfasova. She singled back in the second with the only Czech hit in today's game. Count runs full. El Ghanom out at second base. And I thought the game earlier was out of reach, but Chinese Taipei roared back. Don't know if we'll see anything similar today in this one. On the ground to third, it bounces off Brown's foot all the way up to second base. So that's the second error on the infield for Canada in this game.
And Brown just sits back on this. It's hit hard, but not extremely hard, and she just kind of sits there. Her glove's off to the side already and doesn't really move it or get it down, and it hits her in the foot. That's always the worst, too. Not only do you miss it, but it hits you and then ricochets. But they have that 9-run lead. It's not that it's okay, but, you know, you can shake it off. And
well, that's going to knock Riley Ruppel out of this game. And Deschanel Donovan will come on in relief. So as Donovan gets loose, we'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back on GameTime.sport.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for Team Canada, number 36, Deschanel Donovan.
All right, so we've got a pinch hitter. Denisa Shustrova is hitting for Czechia, as Deschanel Donovan takes over with runners at first and third. Outside, ball 2. And we were talking about young players. Donovan herself is just 16 back in August. So some more excellent experience for down the road. Shustrova flares this foul. And ripped out into short right field. That'll cash the first run for Czechia. And they are on the board here in the bottom of the 4th.
And you said it a few times this weekend, Chris, the pinch hitters that come in and do well. We've seen that consistently. And Shustrova taking that inside pitch, blooping it in, and getting a run on her board. If she ends the tournament like that, she should be happy with herself.
So that'll bring up Teresa Kobova. And with one out, Czechia working on their comeback. It's a long way to go, but one is a start. Donovan at the knees for strike 1. Skied on the infield. Infield fly is called. Brown will make the play, and there's 2 away.
Just getting under it, too, and that's what's so frustrating, too, when you feel that ball in the bat. You know you're under it, and if you would have just squared it up a little bit more, waited just a second, that could be a ball to the fence in the gap, and you score more runs, too. And so the pop flies late in the game get even more frustrating for these athletes.
So we'll get another pinch hitter as Czechia looking to get players into the game here on the last day. Victoria Trichkova will pinch hit with 2 down in the bottom of the 4th. First pitch is outside. Runner out at second base is Rolfasova. And the pinch hitter, Shustrova, is at first. On the ground to Hess. She knocks it down, makes the play. A couple of tough hops out in the middle infield today, but Hess did a nice job.
That tends to be because that's where the base path is. And you see her just kind of bobble it, but eating it up well and recovering is what's important and making the out.
Canada will take a 9-1 lead to the 5th. And we'll see another pitching change for Czechia. On her way in is Lucy Horova. So Canada, after a 5-run 4th, will come to the plate now in the 5th. And Avery Tucker is 0 for 0, 3 walks, 3 runs scored, and a stolen base. Interesting stat line, but it's been very important for everything Canada's done here today.
A great leadoff at that. Even though you are 0 for 0, it's those 3 walks that have contributed to this 9-1 lead for them. And that's all you can really ask for a very disciplined but successful leadoff batter.
So Lucy Horova takes over, 6 1/3 innings pitched. She's got 3 earned runs on 7 hits, 280 opponents batting average. And there's a look at Avery Tucker's numbers as well. 3rd appearance for Horova. So you mentioned the run-ahead rule situation earlier, as this is back to the mound, knocked down, but Tucker's going to get there, and then the ball is thrown away. Now she turns and heads for second, and she is safe, avoiding the tag, and that's heads-up base running. Maybe not the decision to go, but how she slid.
Well, and tough play, too, but a really athletic throw, and covering first, they're just not ready for that. So, yes, heads up, especially with the lead that they have, go for it. And they just aren't quick enough to get Tucker.
Canada's been forcing the issue at every step here. And they do it again. CeCe Brown at the plate. Chopped back, and Horova again knocks it down. Doesn't have a play. Carbon copy of the last one.
Literally, same exact thing, just on the other side, and she bobbles it a little bit. We'll see in the replay. Same thing, it pops out of her glove. And just pops out too far for her to recover. And you could see the frustration from her right after that.
And they'll get a quick meeting on the mound to settle things down. We're also going to see Skylar Flanagan's first at-bat, as well as a pinch runner at first for Canada. So lots going on here as the benches are emptying on both sides. Shustrova will remain in the game in left field for Czechia. Trichkova will move to right. And pinch running for Canada, Tegan Harnett at first. So 4 errors now for Czechia. And this is slapped up the middle. Tough play. Kalchevova will step on second, on to first. Not in time, and scoring on the fielder's choice. Her 4th run of the day is Avery Tucker.
A great heads-up play, though, for Kalchevova. The ball's hit up the middle. She's moving to her left. Allow that run to score because you can potentially get 2 out of this. So we'll see her. That ball's hit up the middle. I mean, this is a shortstop's dream. If she keeps moving through the bag, though, it maybe makes a more of a difficult throw. But overall, good job getting 1 out of that.
So it's Abby Finley, and the score now 10-1 for Canada. Foul ball. Flanagan's at first after reaching on the fielder's choice. Low for a ball. Finley is 1 for 3. Reached on an error last time on a long fly ball. Has 3 RBIs. Rips another one. She is all over it today.
Even the foul balls
Yeah, hard hit.
for Canada have been hit hard and well, and that doesn't give you encouragement if you're in the mound. But if she can wait just a little bit longer and get that in that left center gap out there, that'll be the nail in the coffin.
Change up a little bit and fouled off again. But Finley's locked in, huh?
Good idea, too. After that hard hit, she's thinking that same thing that I had said before. And so going with that off speed, catching her off balance on her front foot is a good decision from the pitching staff for Czechia.
And she pokes one through the left side. Canada would like to play this tournament for a few days longer.
Yeah.
The bats showing up in the last 24 hours.
And taking this in the 5-6 hole. You saw her dominate that left side, pull, and then out ahead of it on that changeup. And so she's able to stay back and drive this pitch in the middle in the 5-6 hole. And sometimes, and that's what we forget, is sometimes teams just outbeat you and outplay you. Errors don't help that happen, but Canada's hot right now. Like you said, Chris, they're probably wishing they had this rally a few days ago.
So another pinch hitter, Chantal Carrière, with 2 on and 1 out. She'll take strike 1. Changeup called. A strike called on the changeup. So with Carrière entering the game, there's just one player on the Canadian lineup card that has not come in yet. That's Emma Frisky. In the dirt, ball 2. Canada scored in every inning except the 3rd. And Carrière is going to send this one into the gap. And the carousel is moving again. 2 more going to come in to score, and it's 12-1 Canada.
And Carrière again, those pinch hits and not blooping it in, but she hits that solid all the way to the fence, able to place an middle to outside pitch right in the hole, and you come in. Not only do you hit it well, but you put 2 on the board for your team, and you see her at second. I might get this wrong. The moose horns, right?
Absolutely. Moose antlers, yeah.
And they're having fun, and you're happy for Canada at this point. In Czechia, they just got to get a ground ball because they still only have that 1 out.
I'll bring it around to Raphael Bouchard. Bouchard singled, stole a base, and scored in her last trip. And she's down 0-2 in the count. Horova lost her towel, stops to pick it up. Change up, back to the mound, and Horova can't handle it again. And of all the strong defensive pitchers we've seen this week, she's struggling out there.
And that's tough. She comes in to throw this inning, and your team's already down. She has those 2 back-to-back balls, and you saw the frustration the first time. And this one's tough, though. It's spinning, and it's slow, and just not able to control it. And we talk about these still being young athletes, young women, that this frustration, it's also contagious, and one thing after another, it's how they're going to kind of reset right now. They have to do it or it's going to get worse. So, you know what? Throw the ball in the outside corner. Let's see if we can get an out at second and get out of this somehow.
Just too many errors from Czechia today. Deschanel Donovan gets her first at-bat, as she came into the lineup for Riley Ruppel. Chase is low, swing and a miss, strike 3 for the second out. So back to the 8th spot, and Avery Porter, the 8th batter of the inning for the Canadians. Porter's 2 for 2 with a couple of singles. He'll leave the first pitch high for ball 1. And she gets into this one. Out to deep center, and diving to make the play to end the inning is Lucy Chervenkova for the second inning in a row.
We definitely have seen the speed and the range of her out there in center field, and this is hit really well again, but just the angle and that first step and laying out, she actually catches it with 2 hands and then is able to slide. So a great play to get Czechia out of that inning.
They'll need some runs. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Canada 12, Czechia 1.
Está medio, güey.
Leading off the bottom half of the 5th inning for Czechia, shortstop number 22, Amalia Kolchevova.
Back to the top of the order for Czechia in the top of the 5th. Amalie Kolchevova is 0 for 2, and she'll lead things off. Deschanel Donovan is back on the mound for Canada, looking to end this one here in the 5th. And the run-ahead rule in the 5th inning is 7 runs. So with an 11-run deficit, Czechia has some work to do.
And for Czechia, I'd like to see them go out with hard hits. You know, end on something semi-positive for them if they're able to hit the ball just like that even.
Solid contact and solid defensive play by Avery Porter at short for Canada.
And Porter's done well today too, but again, it's 12-1. So let's end this the best way we can. Base runners is great, scoring is great. If not that, keep hitting it hard.
Chantel Carrier remains in behind the plate for Canada. Halupseva, the slapper at the number 2 spot. She's going to do what she does well. Look out. I wonder if Chervenkova might consider heading over to the other on-deck circle.
Yeah, you tend to see that. If you are on deck and you're facing the hitter, you usually go on to the other side. I don't know if you really want to stand in front of Canada's dugout right now, though. Maybe now.
I mean, that's twice. And there she goes.
Okay. That's the worst thing, though. When you are down by 11 and you have to go stand in front of the other team's dugout, you just don't want to.
Halupseva looks at a called strike 3. Deschanel Donovan with her first strikeout since coming into the game.
And a great job, too, because she's fouling off hard balls, working that outside corner. So I'm going to stay outside, keep it low, but go with that off speed. And something that close, you got to be swinging. Fouling off again, if anything, but can't be taking that outside pitch.
Chervenkova steps in with 2 away. And it's a called strike 1. Canada looking to cement a 5th place finish at this year's U18 Women's Softball World Cup and Amanda, the way it started for them this week, 5th place isn't so bad.
Yeah, and that's what they need to see throughout this whole tournament is how they started, how they did halfway through, and then how they finished. And that's what all these teams need to do is see the progression and learn from that, but be happy with how Canada finished this tournament.
1-2, the count on Travenkova. To third foul. That's Tegan Harnett over at third base now for Canada, replacing C.C. Brown. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Deschanel Donovan will strike out the last 2 batters to end the game. And Canada will seal a 5th place finish at the WBSC U18 Women's Softball World Cup.
And what a great way to end the tournament on a great off-speed pitch down and making Czechia chase it. And that kind of, I think, is an overall of Canada. They worked as a team, progressively got better, and the pitching staff worked really well together. So congratulations for Team Canada on that 5th place win.
So to finish out the placement round, which ends with this game, Canada finishes 5th, Czechia will finish 6th, Puerto Rico will finish 7th, Chinese Taipei will finish 8th. We still have super round action to go. China versus Japan in about an hour and 15 minutes here on GameTime.Sport. The winner of that game will play the United States in tomorrow's gold medal final. On behalf of Amanda Fama, I'm Chris Abbott. Thanks so much for joining us here in Oklahoma City, and we'll see you back here shortly for more Super Round action.
Czechia in the bottom half of the fifth inning. They are retired in order, and that will complete the game, ladies and gentlemen.